Hi, everybody. Welcome to the weekend roundup. Yeah, that's Lev. I'm Dean.
We're just rolling because I mean, but if you think about it, if you stood there and watched him, forget about all the Oval Office. I mean, everything is a show with him. He's
Yeah.
literally a showman. But yesterday, it was such a major, moment in time where literally you're really talking about that you're stopping not 28 imaginary wars that you've spoken about and you talk about, but you're really actually right now doing something, even though it's very late. It's at a time you could have done it probably a lot earlier. We're going to get into all of it. But finally, you're stopping, killing in Gaza. You're getting the hostages back, which
Mhm.
is extraordinary 2 feet.
Oh, it's
And
such
you know what I'm
relief.
saying to you?
Yeah.
And there you are standing on the middle stage. First of all, instead taking that moment to become the mobster that you are and force Israel to pardon your crony Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Then you fly over to Egypt and you stand there and you turn into a clown, not knowing who's who, who's where. Talking about Victor Orban is your man.
Yeah.
I can't. If anybody, can you go grok? Can somebody grok and say Victor Orban is? Who can even say Vladimir Putin would never say Victor Orban is my man. Like I can't imagine anybody saying Victor Orban is my and just think about what he says. He said Victor
Yeah.
Orban won by a lot, and now I'm supporting him. He's gonna. I mean, this is a hardcore dictator, folks. Hardcore dictator in Hungary. And this is his man. Then he stands there. Did you see the
Standing
handshakes?
next to with Macron, that weird handshake where he was saying something to him. He's pulling him back in. He's pushing him. He's pulling him back. And then the UAE guy comes out and Trump shakes his hand and he looks at the crowd and he goes, "This guy's got unlimited cash."
And thank you, Laurie. And then he looks at Georgina and says, "Beautiful young
You're
woman.
hot. Yeah.
You're a beautiful young woman." What the like? What are we like? This is what I'm saying to you. They're all saying that. And then he goes, "Where's UK? UK?" Yeah. And Steinmeier runs up there and like thinking he's gonna speak or something, and then he goes, "Get back there!" He
Yeah.
goes,
Yeah.
what? Like I mean, you can, like literally like watching all that, and then and today.
There was no way to cover this properly today. I was thinking about it because there are so many clips from yesterday from him saying the UAE guy's got unlimited cash, wink, wink, to the handshake with Macron, to like, where's Norway? Anybody?
Wait, where's Nor? Where's Nor? What about that Indonesian guy caught on the hot mic talking about? Oh, let me speak to Eric and Don. Like, we
Yeah.
gotta get that.
Got to get into the business of crypto. Oh, dude. And then there's a hot mic moment where Carney comes up to shake his hand. He goes, where's the president of Canada? He said. And he goes, oh, sorry. At least I didn't call you governor. Like, dude, it was like, and this is to your point, and please continue. But to your point, it is so serious. And the fact that everybody's just joining us now for the weekend roundup, that is my friend Lev. Go and subscribe now. That you caught us in literally a hot mic moment where this is not a show. Like, this is a conversation where he and I are first talking for the first time about the circus of Donald Trump, the very serious note of a ceasefire in the Middle East, and then the fucking circus that happened. Dude, as soon as he was done, did you see the fucking tweet he put out? Did I I mean, to your point about it just being a fucking comedy, right? Like, he puts this tweet out. Time Magazine puts a picture of him on Time Magazine. Shot it from underneath, and his neck. You could see his neck vagina a little bit. It was flapping in the wind. It was like a little turkey neck, and then he had the devil horns behind him with the M for Time Magazine. So, and they put out, hey, Donald won, like the man of the moment. Like, it's really incredible that Donald Trump went over there. I mean, we're going to get to the process of how we got here, which is very fucking suspect. But at the same time, to your point, hostages have been released. This is an incredible moment. Leaders from around the world flooding in, and he's like basking in the glory. So, what does he do to follow that up? This historic achievement, this incredible legacy thing that he just did for the free world, puts out a post because he had an issue with the Time Magazine picture of himself. Time Magazine, he says, wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all time. They disappeared my hair, and they had something floating on top of my head that made me look like a floating crown, but an extremely small one, he says. And then he says, really weird. I never liked taking pictures from underneath angles, but this is a super bad picture. It deserves to be called out. What are they doing and why? This is at 1:36 in the morning on Air Force One, coming back from the most historic achievement in this man's fucking miserable life, just to let you know how fucking comedic this can be.
As comedic as serious is, because think about why he's coming back so quickly. He's coming back because today he's giving Charlie Kirk the Medal of Honor
Was that today?
today at 4 o'clock. That's why he flew back. Today is Charlie Kirk's birthday. Today they're having a party of celebration at the White House. I've spoken to my sources. It's like this whole they're having today, yeah, 4 o'clock. He's gonna do the whole presentation, give it to Erica Kirk. I mean, yeah, it's today. That's why he flew back. I mean, this is how crazy how crazy it is, and what he's doing.
Okay, so what I want to hear, I want to get into that in a second, but I want to get back to the Middle East, right? Like, obviously, he's coming back to gaslight. This Medal of Freedom is bizarre. Minting a fucking coin with his name on it is bizarre. We'll get to the Charlie Kirk stuff in a second. But what do you make of the deal? What do you make? Because you're Jewish, you've been clamoring for peace in the Middle East, like you're clamoring for peace in Ukraine. But there is a lot behind this story from lagging this out for an extra 9-10 months. There's a lot behind the story, including a document called the Great Trust. I don't know if you've seen this real estate deal that's going on right now between the Trump regime and Netanyahu. But I want your thoughts on it, because depending on where you're from, it's very difficult to see the other than the unbelievably great news that hostages have been reunited with their families. Like, that is it. That's it for me. That's all I cared about. And the fighting is over. That is all I care about.
Exactly.
But take me through it.
But I mean, and that's I mean, put it to you this way. Yesterday, it was a very a a happy, heartfelt, but very sad day. I mean, I was very conflicted. I even wrote in my Substack letter. I don't know, for those of you that if you read it, I would recommend you do go read it, because that's exactly what I started off by saying, that as a American Jew that was born in Ukraine, sitting there watching. I didn't sleep all night watching, all the hostages come out, come home, comparing, remembering, how I got out of prison, and coming out, similar. Me and Michael were speaking about that on his show yesterday. Also, a little bit of that, and it was one of the greatest moments, feelings to see that. That the bloodshed was ending. Watching the Palestinian people, jump up there and scream and yell and celebrate, and watch, I mean, the world celebrating at the same time. But at the same time, it was really I was conflicted, because yes, I saw hope, but at the same time, what was the cost of getting to where we got to, and did we need to waste so many lives to get there? I mean, watching the Palestinian people stand there and celebrate in ruins. In ruins. I mean, they were destroyed. How many people dead? To what degree? And at the end of the day, I mean, is Hamas really done? No. I mean, they're not. They're still not part of the deal. They're still, you're hearing that they're executing people. They're still trying to take control of parts of Gaza. The other thing I reported on yesterday that broke later, but my sources from Israel called me up and told me that Trump was pushing Netanyahu to go with him to Egypt. And, Netanyahu canceled and told him he was not going to go. They said it was because of the holiday, but it was because, there's a lot of, Netanyahu didn't come out and say the war is over publicly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trump has done that, Netanyahu, and that's why you saw such that speech. Trump was speaking to Netanyahu a lot, and not so much as to the world, telling him take your win and move on, because Trump needs that win and go. But there's still a lot of moving parts. There's still, they haven't, this the IDF is still in Gaza. Gaza's flattened. There's still, a lot of things that have been promised, spoke about. But with this administration and with Donald Trump, I always talk about watch the actions and not the words. They talk about a lot of stuff. They say they're going to do this, and they paint it out to be a beautiful picture. But at the end, what really we saw happen was, this was dragged out. This was dragged, from what I know from people that are very close in this whole situation, we've been speaking about this for a while, is when Donald Trump came into office, one of the things that the media doesn't talk about, nobody wants to, they're scared. I don't know what the question is, but I wrote about it in my Substack. I broke about it, but I think let's talk about it here so more people could know and pass the
Yeah.
threats to John. But there was basically, you gotta understand that it's the same people that are involved. Now you're seeing them come out, and I've been talking about them. If you know the names, I've been saying Jared Kushner, Stephen Witkoff, and Kirill Dmitriev. Kirill Dmitriev being the special envoy from Russia, and you know who Jared Kushner is, and you know by now who Stephen Witkoff is. These three people are not it's not coincidence that they're right now you're seeing them as part of doing the Middle East deal. It's not coincidence that you hear Trump now talking about now Jared should join Witkoff and help do the Russia deal, close it off. It's not coincidence that Trump says that when I send Witkoff there, these are all quotes. You guys could go look at. Trump said when I sent Witkoff there to meet with Putin, I thought it was going to be for a few minutes. Witkoff ended up staying there for 5 hours. I asked him, what were you talking about? And he said, we spoke about a lot of things. These are not coincidences. Just like it's not a coincidence that right now you have Anna Paula Luna putting together a letter, sending out, requesting that same Kirill Dmitriev, who is the special envoy to Vladimir Putin, to come here, visit with her, to discuss, you know what, not stopping the war, not sanctions, but to discuss trade, open trade, which I told you was the next part.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you're seeing what is taking place, because you don't see Donald Trump is no more talk about sanctions. We don't hear sanctions. We hear a little bit about, tomahawks, maybe, but again, these are all conversations. At the end of the day, Russia's continuously pounding and doing whatever, attacking Ukraine. Ukraine is not getting any tomahawks. They're defending primarily with their drones and whatever help they're getting from NATO countries that, so again, going back to when Trump came into office, he was told there was two main wars that Trump promised everybody he's going to stop. He was going to
Day
stop
one.
the Middle
Day
East.
one.
Day one, he was going to stop the peace in the Middle East, he was saying,
Yep.
and he was saying he was going to stop the Russian-Ukraine war. Why? The characters and the name of people that I have just mentioned to you, because they go back to 2017 when they met in Saudi Arabia, when back then Kirill Dmitriev was running that. He was the head of the Russian Wealth Fund.
Mhm.
If you remember, that is when Kushner received billions of dollars from the Saudis. This is where they met in Saudi Arabia. They became good friends. They started a relationship. Steve Witkoff, a lot of people didn't hear his name, but was part of that group going back to 2017. He goes even farther back. These individuals have been constantly, even the reports that you've been hearing that Trump has been speaking to Putin. He didn't speak to him 6 times. These are the conversations that have been going back and forth. Now, in these conversations, these are the same people that are involved in the Middle East negotiations
Mhm.
that had to do with Bibi Netanyahu. So the report that Donald Trump got from Kushner, from Witkoff, from all of these sources, from Bibi, from Putin himself, from Bibi himself is this. Bibi said, let me do what I need to do, and I will wipe out Hamas. We will take out Iran. We will do whatever we want. And then we will have this beautiful piece of land on on the ocean that we will be able to develop. We should have never given it up. Now is the time to get it. This is, I need your support. Just let me do what I need to do.
Mhm.
Told him he could get it done in a few months. Same thing with Putin. Putin came around and said the same thing. He said, I need you to stop giving weapons to Ukraine, which Trump did. I need
Yep.
you to stop supporting Ukraine. I need you to stop dealing with NATO. I need you to make havoc. Leave it alone. Let me do the rest. Give me a month or two. We're going to take over most of Ukraine.
Get the
And what
CIA off my back.
Get the
Yeah.
CIA, stop all of these
Yep.
organizations. Let me, sell my oil wherever I want. Let me get help from China, all of this stuff. But the key was that they both promised Trump that this would be done very quickly, and then Trump would then come in, be the savior, He would get the Nobel Peace Prize because he stopped war. At what cost? And this is what I said when it comes to, you know, could they have stopped this war 6 months ago, 7 months ago, instead of allowing them to destroy everything to be able to now stop it? Yes, it's great. But how many people had to have died and how many suffering and what is the end result? And also, oh, sorry, the phone was ringing.
No,
And
no worries.
also, what is the plan to go forward? Yes, you hear a little bit saying, oh, maybe 2 state, maybe 1 state. Some people say 1 state, some people say, it's like I'll see where I make up my mind. Like, so there's no definite decision of what's going to happen to the past. So what I'm hearing is, yes, was it a good day? It was a great day for two things: A, the people came back; B, that the bloodshed stopped in Palestine. But that's it. I mean, as far as going forward, there's no really everybody. It's on a string. Everybody, it's like a band-aid that we talk about that gets ripped off.
Yeah.
It's like, hoping that a spark could start it off. In Russia, that didn't happen. And that's why you see Trump coming out and being so frustrated all the time. He's not angry, he's frustrated. He can't understand why Russia, this
Why it's
great
taking him so long.
right, this great powerful army, because you gotta understand, Trump never didn't believe his own security apparatus to
Yeah.
explain to him that it's not the old Soviet Union, it's a new Russia. They don't have the same capabilities. So in his mind, he listens to Putin, he listens to Witkoff, he listens to Dmitriev, and they're telling him, like, listen, don't listen to the media, don't listen to your CIA, your security. We got shit that you're not even ready for, and we're about to wipe Ukraine off. And when we wipe them off, and again, it's all about the deal, money making. Because what happens is, if Russia takes out Ukraine, then they go cut a deal with Trump. Trump becomes a savior for the Nobel Peace Prize. He stops two wars.
Part
But
owner in Nord Stream, a part owner in a bunch of different precious metal
minerals, right?
mines. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So with Russia, he's supposed to get minerals, Nord Stream 2, gas, oil, and in Israel, he has beautiful piece of land on the water that he wants to build Trump hotels. So this was the envision that they had, and that's why he keeps talking about that. Russia, we're going to get there close because Russia keeps still promising Trump that they're going to take out Ukraine. That is just, and I'm hearing that they're planning some major escalation, even more than they're escalating right now. I mean, the escalation has been, but tremendous.
Oh,
I mean,
horrific. Yeah.
horrific.
Especially last night, too.
We
Yeah.
actually, yes, are starting another humanitarian aid trip to Kharkiv. Hopefully Alex could join us later. I told him we're going to be doing live.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Bring him up here. So if he comes up, we'll get him up here. But yeah, so that is why you see the Trump frustration when it comes to Putin. It's not anger. He's just because it's taking too long. And
Yeah.
Bibi, like you said, 100%. Yeah, Bibi gave one, but what Bibi did is Bibi went too far, and that pissed Trump off.
Yeah.
That's why he had to reel him in, because Bibi, kept going, and when he hit Qatar, that like really shook Trump because he just got a $400 million jet from
Dude, dude, you know what he had to give Qatar in exchange for that? An air base in fucking Idaho.
I mean, can you imagine you're living in Idaho right now, and this is Idaho, folks. This is red. This is hardcore
Oh yeah, hardcore evangelical Christians, and you're letting a bunch of Muslim fighter pilots fly bombs over your head. I have never seen. Just a quick aside, never seen. That cult arm of MAGA freak out like they freaked out over the news that Qatar is getting an Emirates Air Force base in the middle of fucking Idaho in
Laura
a deal.
Loomer was crying.
I know.
She was crying.
Put out a video bawling. I can't believe it.
But the best part, I like, it's not Trump's fault. None of it Trump's
No.
fault. It's Hexag. It's people in Detroit. I mean, it's people that live in the street. It's Bondi.
It's Antifa. Yeah, it's the woke dicks. Yeah, no. It's truly mind-blowing. Like, the deal making after the fact, and it just shows you he's got no fucking idea what he's doing. He's just trying to plug hole after hole. And the news that came out, and I watched an old video of NPR, and I want to get your thoughts on this, where this is a year and a half ago, where, the Gaza humanitarian crisis is at an all-time high. We're still really hot, and rightfully so, about October the 7th. And Joe Biden had a two-phase plan to end the war and get a ceasefire. And Netanyahu, this is the reporting, Netanyahu was ready to sign that deal. Netanyahu was ready to pull back. He didn't want to piss off the great America. And so he ran out the clock by getting a phone call. This is our reporting today at Substack, deanblundell.substack.com. He got a phone call from Trump, and he's like, dude, whatever you do not give Biden this ceasefire win. And he goes, if you just kind of prolong it until I get into office, to your point, you co-signing everything you're saying, I'll solve that with you, and you and I will enjoy the spoils of war. Netanyahu's like, got it, no problem. In that time frame, they came up with something called a Great Trust, which is the redevelopment plan turning all of Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East. And Donald Trump's name is all over that in terms of ownership: golf courses, resorts, casinos, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And by the way, for all of you QAnon and MAGA people, it also integrates a couple of 15-minute cities, which I thought was very fascinating. I read about it today. And so from the time that Trump came in to the time that he's done, to answer your question you asked earlier, how many more Gazans, how many more people died needlessly in the last 9 months if that deal was yanked off the table by Netanyahu so he could give Trump the glory and the credit, and so they could carve up this piece of beautiful real estate, which was home to a couple million starving people for quite some period of time. The deal was, as I understand it, you give me what I want, I'll give you what you want. But to your point, he went too far. If that reporting is true, which we're starting to see now, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, NPR, PBS, Axios is now talking about it. The Guardian is now talking about it. How do you possibly give Donald Trump any fucking credit at all?
Well, can I say something? And it's incredible. I can't believe that it took almost 8, 9 months. If you go back on my Twitter, back then I was not on Substack. I was on Twitter back then. I'm gonna go on
Remember
my
those
Twitter
dark days? Remember those dark days?
because you brought this up. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to my Twitter and I'm gonna bring it in. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Go back that far to find where I broke the news, and I literally, it was 8 months or 9 months or somewhere around where I broke the news and said that Donald Trump called Bibi Netanyahu and told him, do not give Biden the win, no matter what you do, on a peace deal that they were having, they were about to sign. 100%. I did not know about the Gaza, this plan deal.
A great trust, it's called. Yeah.
Trust. I'm hearing about it, from you right now. So but as far as the fact that the call with Netanyahu and told him not to do the win, I broke that 8 months ago.
Oh, so you had it first, of course. Yeah, I should have.
Till this day, I couldn't believe that the media, nobody picked up on it. There's so much shit. If you go to my Twitter page, I swear to you, and I do that sometimes. If you go to my Twitter page and you take a look at some of the stuff that I broke over the past 2 years about stuff that Trump, they were saying, the Stephen Millers, Matt Gateses, all of the stuff that was going on, and what's it called? It's like you could use, and that's what I'm like, kind of happy, because I don't sit there. Somebody once told me you should write memoirs, like go talking to a dictaphone, because you have so many different things you've lived through that later on you to write a book. And I turn around and say, I really don't have to do that, because if you go, thank God with the technology nowadays, if you go to Twitter or if you go to Substack, where I'm always on, it's all valid. You could take a look when I wrote it, when I said it, when I went live about it. It's there for the world to see, and so this way I don't even have to go to that at that page. But yeah, no, Dean, that was that's one of the things why I was conflicted, because we're sitting here, and did it have to take 9 months to get to where we got into, if this was about peace? I don't think this was about peace, as far, yes, maybe somewhere everybody wants peace, and that's part of the great win. But one thing when it comes to, Donald Trump, and he tells you, I mean, he doesn't hide it. It's about what's it called? It's about land. It's about real estate. Even the way he talks about Canada. Who put that line up there? If you took that line out, can you imagine you took that line out, how beautiful that piece of land America would be with Canada all one. I mean, it's all about real estate.
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you.
Well, it still is. I mean, yeah, dude, that story is going to be the biggest story. We've got Alex, who's going to be coming in here in just a second. He's going to join us But that will be the biggest story coming out of this. I mean, I think we needed a couple of days to kind of celebrate the release of the hostages. Needed a couple of days to talk about, the fact that there is peace right now, that the bombs have stopped dropping, that the genocide appears to have stopped, which is really fucking important. But when you see the machine, the PR machine, start ramping up the credit and the adulation for Donald Trump, the caveat that you talked about 9 months ago, where you broke the story that Trump and Bibi decided to prolong the war to kill more people, my estimate, according to our math, is 20 to 22,000 people, and not just Palestinians, some Israelis as well, that died as a result of them prolonging this so they could carve up that piece of property and so that Trump could get that credit and so Netanyahu could outrun the bribery trials that he's currently ensconced in. Which, if you saw a part of that speech that he gave in Israel, it was like, "Hey, everybody, you got to pardon Bibi now. He's a great war president. You got to pardon Bibi," and they're not about it. So I
But,
just
but just think, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but just think
no, please.
about how light he made of the crime. He's like, "Are you kidding me? This you're gonna indict, you're gonna try to put in jail this great wartime
For
prime
a
minister for
bribe.
cigars? Yeah, exactly, like for some cigars and shit. Are you kidding me? Because just think about it, because what does that tell you? Like what? Because I know Donald Trump very well. Because in his demented head, what he's thinking. Can the shit that I pulled off, I just took a 400 million Qatari jet. You want to put him away for a cigar and a bribe? I mean, I'm taking bribes. We just made billions of dollars and you want to put him away for a bribe? Come, this is how he thinks. I mean, this
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Well, that's also why he's going after Letitia James and why he's going after James Comey, because if he can impugn the reputation of people who have almost unimpugnable reputations, he then lumps them into his category and he feels less alone. It's kind of like being an alcoholic, and trust me, I've worked with a lot of them. Is when you're an alcoholic and you're drunk, you want everybody around you to be drunk and to be an alcoholic because it justifies your behavior, right? It makes you feel like I'm okay, everything's cool now because everybody around me drunk. And that's Donald Trump's MO. I mean, it's been his MO with Catch and Kill for so many years. You learned it from Roy Cohn. Michael Cohen will tell you this, is that as long as other people around him are guilty of the same thing he's guilty of, he will go to the mat for all those people because it means he's also giving himself breathing room to continually be the fucking criminal, corrupt, fascist dictator that he wants to be.
I mean, listen, projection, that's what it's all about. And I'm also hearing, I know they're reporting, the media is reporting on it, but it's not only Bolton. And there is a reason, there's a strategy why they're going after Bolton now. They're
Yeah.
laying out the groundwork to go after Jack Smith also, because this is all a documents case. Because with Bolton, it's different. Like when he went after Letitia James, it was about mortgage fraud.
Yeah.
Adam Schiff is next on the line, but he's going to be going in also for not only mortgage fraud. They're trying to make this imaginary conspiracy about how there was a conspiracy between Schiff and others to go after to take away Trump's civil rights.
Yeah.
I mean, they're putting together some. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of, Christopher Wray, I'm hearing, is on the chopping block. This is one of their own people, and not because he did anything wrong, but because they need him to change history because of Patel coming out there saying that there was over 270 FBI agents inside the January 6th crowd. They need to change the narrative. I mean, so you're seeing all of these things that we're seeing happen. The one thing you're not hearing about, the one thing that we've stopped listening about, and this is the one thing that I keep, I want to pound the table and I want to say, and this is what I'm working on, and I'm trying to, me and you've spoken about, and me and Steve, and we're going to get together, is the messaging is still not out there, because what we're not hearing about is the Epstein files. We're not
Yeah.
hearing about that right now. We're not hearing about that the government closure is because of the Republicans. Instead, what we're hearing about is we're talking about all of this Donald Trump. He moved it. What we're talking about is every day you see Johnson out there taking all the media attention, getting the press coverage of talking about, very calmly sitting there talking about how the Democrats are closed this down, how this is all happening, and you have nobody. You have nobody standing out there right now talking about these things. You have nobody out there in the Democratic world, this is not just, I'm talking about leadership. I'm talking about even pundits. I'm talking about social media and person. Nobody really dissecting the Epstein files, that connecting the dots and breaking it down and showing how where this is going, because we're hearing different names, we're seeing different things are coming out, but they're just going up in the air.
Mhm.
Every day that we should have the victims standing there, or the survivors, which they're willing to do with a bunch of with Marjorie Taylor Greene, with their own people. They should be standing up there on the White House lawn talking about every single day. Release the files. President Trump, why won't you meet with the survivors? Why won't you listen to them? Put him on the spot. Take away the news cycle. Then you should have all of these pundits out there that are so wise and know what Project 2025 is, should be talking about it every single day, should be uncovering, connecting the dots, how Russell Vought, Stephen Miller, bringing those names, keep talking about it, keep connecting the dots, keep putting pressure on these Republicans and Democratic congressmen and women that are keeping quiet, that are taking this time and going on vacations while the shutdown is happening, because that's what's going on.
Mhm.
Because it's not up to them anymore. We can't just sit there and do this. We, the people, need to take it into our hands, and we need to start doing it ourselves. And each and every little thing counts. And one of the important things coming up is, October 18th.
No
He's
kings.
trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
You know what?
Did you
Here,
hear how
I
he
wear
was
this proud. I want you everybody to see. These are I wear this every day
nice shirt?
until October 18th, and I recommend everybody join me in the mission, because and wear them proud. You could go to loveremembers.com and grab them. It's a great way to support the platform, but it's also a way to be able to stick it in his face. He's trying to call us anti-fascist because we want to go out there and wear no king shirts, because we want to go there and protest about the fascist stuff that he's doing because of all the stuff. So these are the things that need to go down. This is the stuff that needs to, yesterday I had Mike Nellis on my
Yeah, it was great.
Substack.
Mike's awesome. Yeah.
Mike's a great guy, I'm saying to you, and that's what we spoke about. I told him, and he agrees with me. Mike's going out there, but the problem is there's very few pundits like us, very few voices out there that are able to go out there and to speak to the other side. And the Democratic Party is not giving us the platform to do it. Instead, they're drowning us. We're being attacked every day by bots, by psyop. I mean, my Substack's been crashed 2, 3 times. This week alone, I lost over 2,000 subscribers. Think about that, Dean.
Mhm.
I lost subscribers. I'm losing subscribers every day. Like, really? I'm saying to you, my people are DMing me, emailing me saying, "Love, we never get a message when you go live. We don't know when your notifications." I'm saying to you, emails going out late. And it's not Substack. They're not the ones doing it, but just like every single day, there's 2, 3, 4 people that are making believe, putting out there that they're left Parnas, asking my people to borrow money to go out there to discredit the name, to discredit the platform, because one of the things they know is it really works with the Democratic Party, because there's so much infighting, there's so much it's so people don't want to support and I'm not talking about the ones that support, the ones that subscribe, the ones that go the extra mile and become paid subscribers. All of you, God bless you. I'm talking about an overall party systemic problem that we have, and I don't want to say it's the demo, because it's not about demo, it's about people. I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
independents, Democrats, conservative that are support. I mean, this is where we need to unite, because trust me when I tell you, Trump does not have the favorability, not even in his own party. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all feeling it, just like the economy. I mean, just think about all the things, the messaging we could have right now with all the money that, just think about all the emails you guys get from the Democratic Party asking you to donate $5, this dollar. They have billions of dollars. Where is this money? The television, we should be running television ads with Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about how the Republicans are taking away, using her own words, the Republicans shut down the government.
There's something wrong with her, and I love it. Yes, to that point. Yeah.
Yeah, all day long. You should be running it in red
Every day.
states. In
Yeah.
every MAGA red state, you should have for the next year, nonstop, buying up ad space on Fox, on everywhere, forcing it. Where on every social media platform, you should be having it. You should be having ads about the Epstein files. You should with Thomas Massey, their own people. These are their own people. You should Mace, Luna, or or use their comments, what they're saying about, and I mean, they're giving us such powerful stuff, and this is, it's not rocket scientists. I mean, this is what I'm saying to you, and listen, to me, maybe it's a little bit easier because remember, I was part of building MAGA to begin with, so
Yeah.
I know the parts that we could hit and that we could start dissecting. But these are just some of the simple stuff that we could be doing every single day with a little support. And trust me when I tell you, these little things that I told you, as they're not that little, because these are the things that would, first of all, take away the news cycle from Donald Trump. It would aggravate the shit out of him.
Hmm.
It would make him make mistakes.
Hmm.
It would take him out of their game plan. Right now, they're going like a train. They have the Project 2025, and they have nothing in their way. It's smooth sailing. It's like, however, whatever, they're just chugging away. We need to put some, wood on the rails. We need to blow up some railing here, in a figurative speech,
Yeah.
no violence,
No,
obviously,
it's
but
good. You never know in a world where Antifa is now a terrorist organization and the left, you never, you can never be too sure. But to your point, so many fucking own goals on behalf of the Democratic Party because what you're saying is really fucking simple. Like it's something that you and I could do in an afternoon. Fuck, it would take us 2 hours. You go grab Marjorie Taylor Greene's comments last week about the Republican Party owning this and insurance being too much. She's now realizing the real world effect of Trumpism. Same with Boebert, same with Mace, same with Massey. All of those people. I haven't seen one commercial. However, what I have seen is a continual fire hose from the MAGA Trump verse, right? Of the same shit on behalf, which is what you're talking about. You come from that MAGA verse, you come from the MAGA universe, you understand the game plan, and you've been begging people to actually do something about it, and nobody's done anything about it yet. It's just left to people like us to be able to go out there, or Aaron or Midas or anybody else, Cohen, you, me, Malcolm, everybody, to be able to go out and tell people the truth and look at this party and what this man is. The problem is that he got a win on the weekend, right, with this Middle East peace deal. And you talk about conflicted. How fucking confused was I yesterday when I put out a tweet and I'm like, hey, credit where credit's due. Dude's still a dictator, but at least the hostages are home. And he somehow figured out a way to kind of bury himself in the truth or include himself in something that's going on or attach himself to something that's going on, but it's only for the perception of it. It's literally like what I watched, the pageantry of people coming up to Donald Trump, like the Indonesian president, and people falling at his feet. We all forgot about the Epstein files all fucking day yesterday because of that. We all forgot about it. And then not only was there no pushback, there was just like, yeah, I guess you give credit where credit's due, which is, everybody who hates the man who understands what he's doing. You have to give credit when hostages are released after a 2.5 year war that started with the genocide of Jewish people just trying to exist in their house and in their homes and at concerts and in their kibbutzes. So I get it. I completely understand it, but they are so good at these performative moments and whitewashing or wiping out any kind of momentum that the Democratic Party has when it comes to just talking about the fucking truth behind this cat.
You what? Let me give you a simple one. Let me give all our audience. We have close to 1,000 people there, and I hope that whoever is going to watch this later, I'm going to give you a simple, just like a little example of how. Let's assume right now this was MAGA, and let's assume we flip it around. You know how what they would be doing, like what the Democrats should be doing today, like today of all days, where like give him his win yesterday. Yesterday, yeah, he was running around. It was a great day. We got the hostages home. For that one day, we have peace, whatever the case, he got it. But today, he came home. Why? Because it's Charlie Kirk's birthday.
Yeah.
Because he's going to give Charlie Kirk the Medal of Freedom. But you know what else that we should be using is, like they like to say, Charlie Kirk's last words: release the Epstein files. Today there should be a whole gathering of every Democratic congressman, woman, senator with the survivors on the front lawn of the White House and says, in honor of Charlie Kirk's memory, release the Epstein files. The
Brilliant.
survivors are here.
Yeah.
Meet with the survivors. You take away instead what you're going to see today, mark my words, You're going to see this whole glorification again about Charlie Kirk, about this whole ceremony about they're going to take away the news cycle away. It's not about Israel anymore, about the survivors, about anything else. Today, the push now becomes, and then tomorrow it's going to weave into National Guard, Portland, Chicago, and you see it's you could it's like I'm sitting right there with them watching this. This is what we would be doing, like
Yeah.
and there's no pushback. So what I'm saying to you is like you need a little pushback. You don't need to be. It's you don't. You, it's not the pushback that. And again, this is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to, somehow say what Gavin Newsom is doing is bad. But what Gavin Newsom is doing, he's not reaching out. It's an echo chamber.
Yeah.
Just like what Midas or my son Aaron, great. But these are all echo chambers. You, great. What we're doing here, echo chambers. What I'm trying to explain to the people is we need to reach out if we want to save our democracy. We need to get out of this bubble. We need to get out of this. But there's only a certain amount of people that could do this.
Mm.
You're not going to get AOC to go into a red state to speak about. Nobody's going to listen to her. Nobody's going to listen to Gavin Newsom. Nobody's going to listen to Pritzker. They'll listen to me. They'll listen to people like Miles Taylor. They'll listen to people like Olivia Troy. They'll listen to people like why Bolton he wants to play because they'll listen to people like Bolton.
Stephanie
They'll
Grisham.
listen to because these are all people that are not hardcore left-wing Democrats that right away cuts them off. They'll listen because we could talk about a lot of things where we don't disagree on everything, and that's the key. Because if you can agree on one thing, you could start building on that to start opening up because you have to understand, folks, they already are screwed up between the Epstein files, between the weaponization, what he's doing between Israel, what he did with Iran, what with the lies, the
Portland, Chicago, ICE goons, habeas corpus. Yeah, yeah.
The tariffs. Today we're finding out that we're waking up and our furniture is going up and it's going to be very expensive nowadays. Things tariffs are starting to kick in. Economy is starting to go. Qatar, all of these things are.
Dude, the median price for a vehicle in the United States is over $50,000 for the first time in United States history.
See, all of these things I'm saying right now, I shouldn't be saying it to all of you because all of you listen to me. All of you will know this, and we could get this. We should be having people like me, and this message and these conversations should be happening in every red state, every city. We should be having town halls. We should be on conservative media, conservative radio, social media. Even if Fox doesn't let us out, we should go buy ad time and put ourselves on there. We should put them out, and if they could block us, then we should open up and show the world what they're doing, confront them on it. That's what they're doing. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, folks. It's very simple, but we need to start doing it. And if we don't start doing it, we're going to be talking like this. Eventually, you know what's going to happen one day? He's going to shut the switch off, and we're not even going to be able to talk like this. We're not going to be able to have these conversations. So, it's time to wake up. Well, maybe Alex up because I know he's been also waiting. So,
you know what? Yeah, I invited him a couple times, but it went. Let me get him again. Alex Bolbier. There we go. Did he text you?
Yeah, he said he's in here. I don't know if he does. Let me see if he's still in here.
Yeah. I texted him. I sent him the link a couple times. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, Alex.
Hey. What's up, Alexander? How are you, brother? Yeah, I figured while we're ranting, at least you could come join us. You could come sit, rant, and listen to the rant with us.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're just going over the tepid heroism of one Donald Trump in Gaza, and I think being able to liken that to maybe any hope in Ukraine. I don't know if you have any. I mean, the face that you're making right now doesn't look great, but I mean, he's inserted himself into the Ukraine Russia invasion of Ukraine, the illegal occupation, the genocide of the people of Ukraine, which is still ongoing and ramping up more and more. I think about 200-300 drones, another couple of dozen ballistic missiles last night. Kyiv was in the dark on the weekend, completely shut off because of these horrific attacks, which are ramping up. But Donald Trump made room for that in Israel and Gaza, like he's making room for this to continue in Ukraine. Just maybe kind of give me your thoughts, Alex. I would love to know, how do you feel in Ukraine this morning after watching what happened in Gaza? Do you feel like you might be next in a good way, or are you optimistic?
Yeah, how are you? Hello, Lev. Hello, everybody watching. Thank everybody for your support for Ukraine, for standing with
Of
us.
course.
We're all together, and only if you stand together, we can beat all this craziness that's going on in the world. Because it's not just Ukraine, it's not just America, it's not just Middle East. It's like the whole world is going nuts. But yeah, there was a lot of joy. But like Lev said, it's not like it used to be. You used to read between the lines. You used to not read between. Used to see something, and if you always believed in good, you always believe, yeah, they released the hostages, and they can never do it again. And NATO and everybody got together and made sure they don't do it again. But that wasn't the case yesterday. I was, to be honest, towards the end of the day, I was in shock that nothing happened that would destroy the ceasefire. That is, as soon as they got the hostages, that they found some kind of a reason to continue, because I don't think they done. And I don't like, to be honest, I don't like the idea that he said, okay, now I gotta get Witkoff and Kushner and get involved so they can start dealing with you. I don't like that at all, because if it's, I'll give an example,
Yeah, why not?
like a little bit. It's like years ago, but I think Bush went in early 2000s when he went in. He says that he decided to start looking at the stem cell. And the moment I saw that news, I said, "Oh my God, they've been dealing with the stem cell for probably decades already. If he says they're about to start." So it's like me and life. Remember in Florida, if TV tells you to run from the state, you sit still. If they tell you to sit still, that's when you run. So it's always the other way around. So if he says that it's time to deal with Ukraine, that means that they're already doing some things. And I see changes. There is I live in the news cycle. I read every day. I follow up on who needs help, how they need help, and a lot of times the help I do is not by doing it physically. I just put people together, and help has been done, because I know somebody have one thing, somebody needs the other thing, and that's how we help people. I mean, that's how we do business all our lives. But right now, the algorithm is changing. They're starting to terrorize people. They're starting to. Larry wrote about it yesterday in Substack. They stop. They start mining, putting mines in schools, but there are no mines. There are no mines.
Well, yeah, they're calling up saying like
They're
the
calling
train's going.
4 or 5 schools, or this being going on, or shopping mall. You get thousands of people. They're going outside and sitting there. You can't even go to McDonald's because everybody's in a shelter. So the
Psychological warfare. I'm
yesterday,
saying to you.
yesterday they started trains. Yesterday, they stopped about 5 trains that were going to Poland, to Ukraine, Kiev, Dnipropetrovsk, saying there are mines on the trains. So the moment that happens, people got to take all their belongings, go outside in the field, in the dirt and everything, and wait for the train to be inspected. Then people got to be inspected, because it could be something in somebody else's luggage. So this is like a half a day minimum. And then people with the kids, doesn't make a difference. They're gonna stay in the field, even if it's 20 below zero. It doesn't make a difference. They cannot be on the train as they inspected. So that changes. And I see some algorithms. Like I said before, the news cycle, the algorithms are changing. Something is about to change.
Mm.
Well, yeah.
No, go ahead,
Like
Lev.
I mean,
something is
well,
about. I don't know if it's good, but something is about to change, because I think they're working on somewhere. Trump's already doing something. He's trying to stop this somehow. Levy's right. He's trying to still get the credit, even if it's a temporarily credit. But there is something's definitely going on, and they've been hearing, like, go ahead, you want to say something?
no, yeah, you go ahead, finish. What I was saying to you is you're 100% right. There is something going on, but I don't think it's positive.
No,
I don't think it's positive. You know,
Well, what
No,
is it? What is
I,
it?
I mean,
and remember, folks, you heard it here first. This
yeah,
def something's gonna change because I see in algorithms that a lot of like a little leaks. The war will end soon. The war will end soon. It's like people minds are getting ready for that, but it's not. It can't. It can. We know that. And some things are some political things are happening. They usually don't happen. So he's definitely doing something. But and he's hitting the prefront towns hard, like Kharkiv yesterday. They tried again. It's through my channels. Chinese developing some kind of a new bomb that's it doesn't destroy anything, but it destroys the infrastructure. It kills the power. The explosion last night in Kharkiv, the whole sky lit up blue, and then it was darkness. And I heard about this weapon, so I guess the Chinese are testing it.
So like you're saying the Chinese are using EMP bombs?
Something like this, something to the matter, because it was something new yesterday. And also through my sources in the past few days, the shipments of a lot of different electronics are almost doubled up to Russia. So there is reason for that too. But Kharkiv is getting hit. It's like they're really pushing Kharkiv, Sumy, those areas. And yesterday in Kharkiv, like I'll give an example. When I go to Kharkiv, it's like when I get off the train, or even when I get on the train to go there, I already uh, I make peace. I make peace that any building I can go into can get blown up. The place, where I go see my friend and we go on missions together. There was like 50 meters from his place. There was something came in, so I know that I'm a target. Not by choice, not just me, but it can land anywhere. So yesterday, first of all, the hospital that got hit, I delivered to the hospital many times. I delivered to the handicapped people there. I brought them a lot of things, so I know the place. I know the people that run the place. And last night, my friend, his mother stays in the place. She's supposed to get a surgery and stuff. And he says, I don't know the reasons, but he says, but he moved last night. He took her. He moved her to a different place. The wing where she was staying is the wing that totally went down into rubble. That's where she was staying. So I called him up. He says, I don't know if I should get drunk or go to church. He says, but something I did last night that today I still have my mother. And it made me realize that the life in Ukraine right now is literally when you wake up in the morning, is you gotta thank God, and you gotta bless your stars because you woke up. Because you could be at any place in any moment, and there's the missile can just hit, and if there is a hypersonic missile, I mean, you're talking about a couple of miles. That's so it's this is how we live in Ukraine, and those people in Kharkiv. I mean, it's just I called them up today, and I said I'm gonna be coming soon. I'll bring you some dry shower packs. And he tells me, Alex, heat. He says it's getting cold already. So he says you have difficulties with heat, power, yeah, and wipes too, so we can clear ourselves. Says dry shower packs, they're also good. He says, but we need things that they help us survive. So what we do right now is we little heating packs. You see this?
Yep, yep.
It's like a heating pack. You pull it off, and you can put it on your in your shoes too, to on your gloves or on your body. And actually, this one is more for the shoulder. This one's like up to 8 hours. Well, if it says up to 8, so I'll be happy if I get 6.
Yep.
But this is more. This is the one that soldiers can put on, and it lasts them all night in the field. So as they get out, up to 12 hours.
That's
So
awesome. So are you raising money to buy some of those to give to the troops? And can we help with that? Is there a GoFundMe that's attached to it at all?
actually, we started with yesterday. I know there's a lot going on there.
Oh no, please, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was gonna share with you. There's, I don't know if did it pop up here.
I think I have it from us.
Yeah, if you could put it in the chat, just the link here, folks. You've been so good to Alex, the voice of Ukraine, Lev, their fundraising efforts. They delivered hygiene packets to tens of thousands of Ukrainians that need the help. So if you could take a minute, not just subscribe to Alex, subscribe to Lev. Make sure you don't miss their Voice of Ukraine Substack Live. It's absolutely enlightening. It's infuriating. It's hopeful. It's all those beautiful things. But if you could support this GoFundMe for these little heat packs, that would mean the world to some people trying to stay warm.
It's more than just heat packs. Just for people to understand what's going.
Yeah,
I mean,
please.
I mean, we have for some reason even the GoFundmes are like they're trying to limit. I don't know what's going on. Like Alex said, it took a while to allow a GoFundMe to start setting up back to because they weren't doing it for Ukraine for a little bit for some reason. They were making the process a little longer. What I'm hearing and what, like Alex said, I mean, there's a lot of things that are changing. This is not, this is why Trump is, pissed off or frustrated is because Putin's not able to give him the results that Bibi was able to give him. They weren't able to take out Ukraine to such a degree where then put Zelensky on his knees and basically cut a deal and get to it. So what I'm hearing is there's a major strike that's coming and that's being prepared by Russia. They keep promising Trump through mediators that once this happens, then Trump could come in and then, start the peace talks and start, once they take the final pieces of the land, the parts of land that they're trying to do. And that's why right now is the most crucial time. In the winter time, their summertime offensive failed. That big summertime offensive
Yeah.
that they were supposed to have didn't come through. Then, Ukraine, not only didn't they go through, but Ukraine was able to not only withstand it, but strike back and take out almost, 40% of the oil structures in Russia.
70% of their refining capability too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And really, really put them to their knees. So the next wave is going to be extremely important, and that's the winter. The winters are extremely difficult. So right now, part of the first step is what we're trying to get over there, and that's the first thing that's happening now. The temperatures have dropped already drastically, and we're trying to get as much of the heating supplies, heating packs out there, and still sanitary hygiene stuff, because you have to understand, and a lot of people give a lot of advice, and guys, we're all grateful, and yes, they need food, they need clothes, they need all kinds of stuff. But one thing, and I trust Alex, and for those of you that know Alex, and those of you that have been following him, know that he's been doing this from the first day of the war. He's been delivering to the front lines. He's been from Bucha to every story that you've heard. Alex has been there on the front line, helping deliver aid, all different kind of aid from all different organizations. He's worked with a Global Empowerment Mission. He's worked with the Howard Buffett Foundation. He's actually was one of the major players of bringing the Howard Buffett Foundation that's given over $1 billion of aid to Ukraine. So he knows all these players, and he knows. So when he says they need heating pads, or if he says they need hygiene, or if he says trust him what he says, because he's speaking to people on the ground. These are not what the GoFundMes we're doing, and the money and the stuff that we're sending over. It's not what everybody says. Oh, we're gonna send over generators, or we're gonna send over this, just to raise money, just to send. It's not. Alex is directly plugged in and connected to not only the people on the ground, the soldiers, but also all of the humanitarian efforts that are happening. And they're telling him what exactly is needed most and what is taking place. And sometimes the most littlest thing, like you would never even think about it. A simple thing like that little thing that goes in your shoes to keep your feet warm so you don't go to hyperthermia, or being able to wash yourself and take a shower so you don't have disease spread. And you go, because it's not just the soldiers. You're also dealing with all of these displaced people that are now going to be living through, hell come wintertime. And, because right now they're targeting all the infrastructure where it comes to energy, gas, like Alex said, Kharkiv they have
water.
no lights. They're out of, no water in all of this. So that's why, I just wanted to make that statement, saying that sometimes you think that there might be important. trust me when I tell you this is extremely important, and it's an extremely important time. And for all of you that follow Dean, this community has been incredible. All Canada stands tremendously with Ukraine. America stands, the whole world stands with Ukraine. And Alex is going. He's modest. He won't tell you he's going through his own stuff because Kiev is getting bombarded himself. He has to move his places, but that's what they're in for. They're all helping each other, and this way, each and every one of you, for those of you who have donated before and have donated now, God bless you. Thank you so much. On behalf of all the Ukrainian people, on behalf of them, I'm going to personally thank each and every one of you because it means so much to them. Not even getting these little stuff, but knowing that their people still care. Because right now, what they watch, what they see is that, they don't see no more Europeans or Americans, those, meetings where, everybody's talking about peace. Though that thing faded, the media is faded.
Mhm.
It's different media, and when people lose that, they lose hope. And when they get these little,
They
when
feel
they see
isolated. Yeah.
exactly, so this type of help is not just by helping actually physically, but mentally, letting them know that they're not alone, that there's still that we're out there, we're helping, we're supporting, and doing so, folks. Pass that GoFundMe around. I'll put it out later. I'll send it out. Dean, if you could,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
send it to you. If
absolutely.
you could, maybe send it out to all, your subscribers. But let's help out the people of Ukraine. And Alex, God bless you, brother. For all you do. I know you risk a lot to do with what you're doing there, bro.
But about hope, I'm going to tell you a little story about hope. Actually, two things. Not first of all, uh, when the war started, and Ukraine just like any other country, everybody's for themselves. Always take care of number one, but don't step on number two. We all know the rule, and everybody's doing that stuff. But when the war started, and I had to get out of, and I was driving with my daughter and another family, and there was two families with two kids, and we come to Ternopil west because there was bombings and everything here, and we go into the city, and totally strange people bring us in. They stay in the living room, give us the bedroom, feed us at night. We slept. In the morning, they give us breakfast. No phone numbers exchanged. Nothing. Good luck. And we go to a different city until we got to the point when I was able temporarily stay there until everything came down a little bit. And people, Lev is right. People like this. So it's like everybody's helping everybody. Somebody brings cars. Somebody brings some kind of parts for drones. Everybody's doing something. It's like nobody's just there. Everybody's like what I call it is the neighbors became friends. It's like you could live for 30 years, you don't know who your neighbor is, what he does. But that doesn't happen anymore. It's like everybody's connected. And about the hope, uh, when I first came to Avdiivka, and Avdiivka at that time, I mean, the only place I could sleep is in the basement. It's a deep basement and a steel door, because I counted at night every 15 seconds there was either outgoing or incoming. The whole city had no windows, and people were staying in the basement. But sometimes they already knew the windows when there's no bombardments. They go up to the windowless apartments, and at least they feel as they living, not in the basement all the time. And we come in there with the van all protected, because it was like the protect the guys that were with us says the tank is working, so be careful. There is a tank working, so we have to be careful, because one time we almost bought it. And we drive in there, and this woman, she's like half dazed, and she comes and says, "What do you want?" I said, "We brought eight." I said, "We brought eight." She says, "Okay, so what do we need? Passport, some kind of paperwork?" I said, "No, we just need you." And she looked up and she says, "People, it's about us. We matter." They didn't forget about us. We matter. I'll never forget those words. I mean,
Mm.
this day when I say that, I have tears. I mean, I have, because they say we matter. And when we used to come in, we used to bring aid to this where people stayed when they got moved, when people that lost everything. And you walk in there, and I understood then that anybody can bring aid. Anybody can, because there's a lot of places that do that to keep those 20% to make some kind of money, open up funds, and they do deliver aid. They mean well. But when you come in there and people staying and their eyes are dark, and no matter how much aid you give them, they lost hope.
Mm.
And I always, I always try to make them, like, even in my videos when I give up the aid, I always try to make them smile. I always tell them some jokes. And when I live and give them a shoulder to cry, and then afterwards I see a spark in their eyes, that's the aid I want to deliver. I want to deliver hope to people. I
Mm.
want so there is future. That even if they lost, it means they get rid of the old. They're going to get even better. So I want people to strive to live, because if they strive to live, if they are in this upward spirit, this is the spirit they give to their sons, to their husbands on the front lines. That I'm okay, buddy. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Just do your thing and come home soon.
Mm.
That's why I do what I do. That's why I believe, when they say there are 2 days in life that you should be happy: the day you were born, and the day you find out why you were born.
Mm.
When this war started, to me, I believe that's why I lived all my life and deal all over the world doing all kind of things. So I have enough experience right now to be here and help my people, help my country, help my land, and fight for this freedom the best way I know how. And so that's why I do what I do. N-
Alex, I listen. I that is so. You know, for someone like you to be in the thick of it as long as you have been in a country that is just like our country that has been at war for 3 years, to have that attitude of bringing aid in the form of a smile, a sparkle in someone's eye, hope that you're still noticing people, the thankless job that you've done. And I heard a friend of mine named Alex Derebekov, who is from Ukraine, and he does work with the ICC, and he told me a story. And he said, before the war started, I was depressed. I had depression, and I'm no longer depressed. And it's not because I'm busy, but it's because I feel like my entire life, to your point, it's a very emotional thing. My entire life has brought me to this point, and this is what I am here for. I'm here for my country. I'm here for my people. I'm here for my family. And to hear you repeat those words, and to see you thanklessly, devilishly every day put yourself in harm's way to collect little things for people who truly need it, and to know that that's your joy, that is Ukraine. That is Ukraine to me. People like you, people like Alex, people like Lev, so many people who have suffered for so long with a smile on their face, delivering cookies and heating pads and biscuits and tea and water, and going back with a smile, as you know that, hey, it doesn't matter where you drive that day or what building you go in, that could be your last visit. It could be your last car trip. Most people would be absolutely emotionally disenfranchised by that. But Alex, to see you here and to see you on The Voice of Ukraine with Lev every single week, not just give hope to us here, we have not forgotten about you, but to see your spirit makes me think and makes me feel like there is so much more we should do to bring this to the forefront, the needs of everyday people in Ukraine, so that you do not feel alone. So any help that we can be, any help I can be, I know Canada stands firmly with the people of Ukraine. That is unfettered. It will never not be that way. We have the largest Ukrainian diaspora in the world outside of Ukraine. Ukrainians are the lifeblood of our economy, specifically in the West, and that will never change. That will never change. And from me to you, I want to thank you for that perspective today, Alex, because that is not just truly sobering, but it gives me life and it gives me hope. And I hope everybody here watching clicks on that GoFundMe link that my friend Lev just put in the chat, and you go and donate to this GoFundMe so that we can help Alex, help his people, not just stay warm, stay fed, stay clean, but to fill your eyes and lives with hope in the beautiful country of Ukraine. Slava Ukraini, my friend Alex. Slava.
Oh, I want to add just one more thing, and uh, a lot of a lot of people don't even know this, but all of this started. There are probably over 2 million family packages delivered and being delivered every day. There is about 15 semis, about up to the 20 vans delivering aid every day. And all this lifeline started by the person that never gets credit for it. Is Lev Parnas. He's the one that actually pressed the button, put people together, and then everything just grew. I mean, if Lev did not put me together with Michael, who was sitting on the board, that didn't know what to do, and none of this would have happened. I mean, millions of people would not get help. So thank you, Lev. Thank you. And I know it's not like, but literally, you deserve a lot of credit for what you do for Ukraine, and you only get credit for America, but you do a lot for Ukraine. God bless you, brother.
Well, I love you, Alex. Thank you, man. That means a lot. Thank you, brother. I
Mm.
mean, God bless all of you. Thank you.
Mm.
I know you guys. God bless you. What you guys do is, I think people should live on this channel. They should live on this channel because they should take the TV, throw it out, put a computer out there, and just do the reruns if they don't make it, and to see what's going on in the world, because this is the light. This is the light. Everything else is a kamikaze. Everything else is a kamikaze. What they do is they make a problem, then they come in and say, "Don't worry about it, I'll fix it." This is Brooklyn signature all over the place. So this is what you guys do. What Aaron does. I mean, this is priceless. And
Mm.
people, God bless you guys. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your support.
Oh,
Thank you
but
for giving people strength.
absolutely. And thank you, Lev. I mean, you've been on this incredible journey when it comes to Ukraine for quite some time, and the impetus for what goes into the heroic work that you do. And I think Alex had such a fucking incredible point. Pardon my language. I like to swear. But it's such a great point. Is that Lev is not just an American hero, but he's a hero to the Ukrainian people as well, and so many Canadians that have come alongside, and you deserve all that credit, my friend. You truly do.
We all do it. I mean, each and every one of us deserves it because each and every one of you that are following us, subscribing to us, they're out there fighting the fight, contributing. We're all part of this together. We all deserve the credit. We all deserve the courage. We all deserve it because if one person can't do it, one individual can't do it. Everything that is being done, from what Alex is doing, from Dean, from what people on the ground are doing, it because it's part of teamwork. There's no I in team, so it's not about me or Alex, or it's all about all of us, and that's why thank you and God bless each and every one of you guys.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Lev. That is your weekend roundup. We will chat with you guys very soon. Lev, I'm sure I'll see you a bunch this week.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
Okay,
Alex,
guys.
stay safe.
Alex, stay safe, my friend. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon. There's Alex Bolbier. He is from the Voice of Ukraine. And, of course, Lev Parnas, who is from the Voice of Ukraine. And Lev remembers the Substack. That was emotional. Quite the perspective for us first worlders, isn't it? When you have a man who's in his late 50s, who's got a smile on his face, and he motivates you to be happier today. Come on. It's the thing about people like Alex, like Lev, like the people of Ukraine, people of Palestine, the people of Israel, is you don't realize, specifically in your troubles, you just feel like you're alone, right? You just feel like no one's paying attention. You have been appropriated. Your land, your people, your culture, your safety has been appropriated. Things that you took for granted, like going to McDonald's and not wondering if you're going to get bombed. Going to the library, not wondering if it's going to get bombed. Going to school, not wondering if that's going to get bombed. Going to the fucking hospital for surgery. But in the case of Ukraine, and I'm sure for the people of Gaza, and I'm sure for many, many, many people in Israel, people that live in war-torn countries, there's this acceptance that gives you this, biblically, they call it the peace that passes all understanding. You know it's coming. Could be today, could be tomorrow. And that acceptance, that's a heavy price to pay. So if we can show the people of Ukraine, specifically in this case, that not only is Canada and America still here, and if we can continue to share this information with as many people as humanly possible, hitting that little square with the arrow, hammering those hearts, keeping these conversations at the top of the algorithm, subscribing to people like Alex, Lev, myself, anybody else that gives you that raw, unvarnished perspective, but also we're not pulling fire alarms in a movie theater. We're trying to give you the human aspects of the world that we live in right now, which is very, very difficult. Everybody wants you to believe a certain narrative. You know, I watched Donald Trump literally run around with his hair on fire this weekend in Egypt and Israel. And the only thing Donald Trump cared about was Donald Trump. Not once did he talk about the immense human sacrifice. He certainly didn't do it when he dragged out for 9 months the war in Gaza so that he could get credit for it in a sweet real estate deal. I don't see mainstream media talking about that at all today. Like none. And that is an actual fact. You don't hear mainstream media talk about what Trump's financial or material interest is in Ukraine either. You just heard it all here. It's never been more important to get underneath these stories, never been more important to do away with the fluff in mainstream media and their takes or their narrative to try to get you to believe one thing or get you to believe something else. It's never been more important to press critical thought and trust people, not brands, and to verify that trust in those people, myself included. You catch us doing something or saying something that's not right so we can drive a narrative, you tell us. Fact check everything we say. We're not scared. They are. And you're not crazy. They are. Have a great day, everybody. We'll be back for the 5-stack, 5 top stories of the day. Zev Shalev and I will be right here at 3 o'clock, so make sure you join us. There's a little invite on my timeline and notes. Make sure you go and set that reminder so you can join us at 3 o'clock. We've got a bunch of stuff to get to. We'll get to this, a few other things, including Mr. Hegseth's inability to make people sign loyalty oaths. That's a great story. We've got much more, and we'll get into the nuance of what Trump was at this weekend. We'll talk a little bit of Canadian flavor in there as well. It was Thanksgiving this weekend. I promise not to complain about my Blue Jays who are down 0-2 in the ALCS. I don't want to talk about it. But I want to thank you for being here. And I want to encourage you all to show up at 3 o'clock and encourage you to subscribe. Still 50% off for the rest of the month for annual subscriptions. Get full access, instant access, unfettered access to all of our content. If you go to deanblundell.substack.com, 50% off annual subscriptions, and that price never goes up. And you get to keep that price for life. But share, subscribe. Y'all do it. This community is incredible. I want to thank you very much for your time. We'll see you at 3 o'clock for the 5-stack. Bye, everybody. Thanks again.